when it comes to FIPS 199, the security category. Okay, this is the core of FIPS 199 document. Security category of a system. Okay, system is confidentiality and its impact, integrity and its impact, availability and its impact. What are the impact levels? We have already seen, right? The impact levels are low, which is having the limited effect, limited adverse effect, and moderate, which is having a serious adverse effect, and high, it is having a catastrophic or serious, very serious adverse effect. Okay, that is where we are talking about the impact level. Every system, when we are doing this, we have to come to the confidentiality, integrity, and availability and its impact levels. If any security system, for example, you are talking about an HRMS, okay, human resource management system, the data it hold is very critical because it is the personally identifiable information of an employee, right? The confidentiality is always high because its impact is always high. Integrity, yes, it should be moderate, and but any changes in that, it is permitted to change, but any unauthorized modification is an impact, so the impact level probably would be moderate to high. Availability, yes, there it can be low to moderate because certain time the HRMS is not available, it is not that critical, but a breach of the data, a breach by an unauthorized person, it is having a very high impact. So here the confidentiality is high, integrity is moderate, availability is low to moderate. Okay, we can say it as a moderate itself. In this case, since there is a high in this particular category, the confidentiality is high, the entire system level categorization is high. Okay, that is called high watermark concept. If confidentiality is low, integrity is moderate, availability is low, the categorization of the system is moderate, because whichever is high in nature, okay, if it is high is there, it is a high system, moderate is there, moderate system, and whatever is the level of is high is the highest one and moderate is next, low is low. If all are three are low, then it is a low. Anywhere moderate comes, it is moderate. Anywhere high comes, the system is categorized as high. What are the impact definitions? So I am not going to read all these things, but just for your understanding, this is part of the FIPS 199 document. They are talking about when confidentiality is low, it is limited adverse effect, we have already seen, that is disclosure of information. If it is moderate, it is having serious adverse effect, and if it is high in nature, it is having severe or catastrophic impact. Integrity, unauthorized modification, same, limited adverse, and it is serious and severe or catastrophic adverse impact. Availability, any unauthorized access, right? Any unauthorized access or the disruption of access, not unauthorized access, it is confidentiality. Any disruption of the access, that is the availability challenge, is having a limited for the low and serious for the moderate and high for severe or catastrophic adverse effect. Categorization is for the system, but it's derived from information types processed by the system. Information types, it's a PII, PHI, or a generic data, it is a public website data. Okay, all these data types are a different type of priority, and it is being processed by a system. If a data is processing HRMS, human resource management system, payroll, or company patented data is available, these are all part of a critical system. Okay, with that, let's go to the sequence. What is the sequence that we are going to arrive? Security category is very important. We have, when we were doing the CGRC, right, certified governance and compliance from ISC score, this concept is very important, and they ask when there is a system, what level of impact and what is the high watermark concept you are going to arrive. These are very important, and this is very critical when you are doing a business impact analysis, vulnerability management, threat management, or you are planning to implement a system. This security categorization is very important. The flow is, first you will understand the information system and the information and information system. Then with the 860, right, 8 information system types to 860, then you will do the categorization with high, low or medium, moderate impact or medium. Then FIPS 200, right, that is where the security, minimum security requirements will be arrived using the FIPS 200. Then we will talk about the 853B, that is the documentation available for the baseline security controls. Then finally the implementation, which is used by the 853 controls with 20 control categories. It is very detailed definition how to implement, what are the things to be taken care for the each controls is being assessed. Okay, I just wanted to give you a quick this let me make it up. Okay, good. Difference between the FIPS 199 and 860. Okay, the purpose, identify and map information system, that is 860. Here what we are going to do the impact control. So what are the different impact we need to focus here in the FIPS 199. Here mission or business functions like HR, marketing, etc. is part of the SP 860. Here what is the impact to the confidentiality, integrity and availability, that is SC, that is system category, security categorization for a system is equal to confidentiality impact, integrity impact and availability impact. That is, we are talking about the output, whether the system is high, low or moderate impact. Then role, what is 860? It's a supporting guidance, because without information system we cannot do a categorization. And this FIPS 199 is a mandatory standard. It should be followed by the federal agencies, and it can be a very good documentation for the other organization as well. If this SP 860 is been done, or the information system classification is done before the categorization, and after identifying the information type we will do the categorization. Okay, this is the important document which needs to be understood. Now we will talk about few of the examples to make you more clarity on the, let me minimize other nodes. Okay, good. Hope you are able to see the screen. Then SC, like, okay, even HR payroll we already talk about. Even confidentiality is high, integrity is moderate or high, and availability is moderate or low to moderate. Okay, if sometimes HRMS is not available, it is not going to make a big impact, but when there is a breach of data, it will going to make bigger impact. So here confidentiality is high, impact, this integrity is high, availability is moderate. What would be the category of the system here? High, right? So the system categorization is high because confidentiality and integrity are high here. When we talk about a marketing website, it is a public website, right? It is available for the public to see that, watch that. Then here the security categorization for the system is confidentiality is low because the data is already public. Then integrity is moderate because if a tampering of that data can have an impact, right? The data shouldn't be got tampered. So it is moderate. Availability is moderate. If the system is not available for a certain time, the customer is looking, and if it is not available, there may be a chance that customer may not come back. Then the availability is moderate, but it is not that high. In this case, what is the system categorization level is moderate. Okay, the HR payroll case, it is high. In the marketing website case, it is a moderate case. What about the SOC or a SIEM system, security incident and event management side? In that case, when you are talking about security category, confidentiality is moderate because the data is being seen by the security people or security SOC analyst, etc. Though the data, the logs should not be go outside. Okay, still the confidentiality is moderate to high. Integrity is very high because the data or the log is tampered, then the assessment will go wrong, right? If an attacker is there, but if you are seeing that there is no issue, that means there is a big impact to the organization. So integrity is so much high. Availability is so much high. If the log is not coming on time, there is an attack, there is an incident, it can cause a damage to the organization. In this case, confidentiality is moderate, integrity is high, availability is high. What is the system category? The system category is high in nature. Okay. In simple terms, according to the CAA triad, give the impact, right? When, for example, a banking system or a core banking system, when the core banking system operates during a branch business hours, say for example morning 10 o'clock to evening 5 o'clock, then that time it is very important that the core banking system should be available to the branch people. Its confidentiality is so high, integrity is so high, right? Because even if a small digit changes, then there is a lot bigger impact in the amount credited or deposited or withdrawn, etc., right? In this particular case, the confidentiality integrity is always high, but let us see the availability part. During branch hours, it is very important that the core banking system should be available, but in the midnight, okay, after end of the day and after some time, the branch system availability is not that critical at the midnight, because it is mostly should be available during the daytime, right? The branch business hours. But when it comes to an internet banking, it should be available 24/7. That is the purpose. Then in or mobile banking, internet banking, ATM, these should be available 24/7. Then availability also should be very high. Then according to the situation, according to the context, there will be changes in the confidentiality, integrity and availability, and organization to organization also it changes. Okay. I hope that, I believe that you got this particular concept, how to assign the categorization to different information systems. Okay, HR payroll is an information system, marketing website is an information system, SOC or SIEM is the information system. These are categorized as part of 860, and when you are talking about this security categorization, it will come as part of the FIPS 199. Okay, with that, let's move to FIPS 200. FIPS 200 is nothing but when you are talking about the security requirements, okay, you define the security. Okay, security category is defined for a system. What are the minimum security requirements to be implemented? Minimum security requirements, it is talked by the FIPS 200. Okay, there are 17 security related area, example access control, incident response. Okay, let me share the screen. Got it. Yeah, just I talked about the FIPS 199 here examples. This is talking about the 860 and this is talking about the FIPS 199. Let me just go to the next. FIPS 200, it's the define the minimum security requirement based on the impact levels. Okay, it defines about around 17 security related areas, access control, then incident response, media security, right? Then about the maintenance, etc. Then it is augmented with another one is called 853 document, which is defining the largest. It is having around 20 security control, it adding the security training, etc. Okay, then it is minimum security requirements based on what? Based on the impact levels, low, medium or high, the system impact levels. Security related areas has been implemented in the 200. We seen the flow, right? The 860, FIPS 199, FIPS 200, 853B, then 853. 853 is the baseline security control. What are the things that we need to implement for a low level system, medium level, moderate system and a high system? Okay, high impact system. And tailoring guidelines, what are the things that we need to implement, right? Common controls or additional security controls, compensating controls, we need to tailor according to that particular impact level. What are the baseline, what are the bare minimum security to be implemented and how to tailor it? Okay, that is been talked in the 853. How the selection of control, it helps us to see the selection of controls. Low baseline, moderate baseline, high baseline and control tailoring. So tailoring is the common controls, the additional or the security, the supplementary controls they are talking about, and the control tailoring as well. Then comes to the 853, which is a full control catalog, which is here it is given little bit. Talk about 20 control families, 20 total control families. It is access control, awareness and training, audit and accountability, etc. Okay, configuration management, contingency planning, maintenance, media protection, even is the supply chain risk management. Okay, it is applicable for both security and privacy controls as well. PIA, processing and transparency, personal security, program management is also part of the full control catalog. And 853 is like part of the mainly the implementation, what we need to implement. Okay, NIST RMF risk management framework, the prepare, categorization, selection, then implementation onwards. The 853 comes implementation, then assessment, whether the implementation is correct, whether the system is working as intended, working properly, any gaps, any risk. Then the continuous monitoring. Okay, is the system is correct, or is it bringing something, some additional risk, or the system is getting deprecated, or there is an update available, it is not updated. All these part of the 853, implement or assess and monitor. Okay, these are all about the different standards. And also we talked about an act called FISMA. Then we talk about NIST 860, FIPS 199, FIPS 200, 853B, 53, and now we are come to the area where the key takeaways. Practitioner perspective. When we are talking about the BIA, business impact analysis, mainly why we are doing is for the proper implementation of security controls, the disaster recovery plan, right? The business continuity plan, we will decide on based on the business impact analysis. Here mainly the availability, the RTO, recovery time objective, how much time a system can be bring to that particular stage when that is down, and recovery point objective, how much data loss I can suffer, right? That is RPO is talking about. When we are talking about the integrity concept, the fraud or data, there is a data is modified, unauthorized modification is integrity and confidentiality. There is a data breach, there is an exposure, there is a private data exposed, or the PIA or PHI. Then how that system is to be taken into control, what level of security we need to implement, what the level of availability, what level of security response or incident response we need to do that. All these part of the business impact analysis, which this security categorization help us to do the business impact analysis implementation. Now we come to the vulnerability management, one of the major area where still we are, even though there are a lot of tools, technologies, skill set, but organizations are struggling to fulfill the vulnerability, because to get a patch updated or update in a system, it may takes months to get a approval for a downtime of a system or a critical server, right? Vulnerability management still struggles. The thing is, okay, we are treating as if a CVE number or a CVSS is very high in nature. Okay, if 10, then we will treat that, okay, CVSS is 10, so we need to immediately patch. If the system is a very low impact system, then what is the urgency in that doing that one, right? We need not do a emergency patching, or we can go through a standard, or we can have some delay in that because that system is having very low impact level. That is where this security categorization help us to implement the vulnerability management also in a proper way. Okay, if an organization faces that there are a lot of vulnerabilities are listed, if they can map with the impact levels, right, then they can prioritize what needs to be implemented, which system needs to be patched, which system needs to be updated with the configuration, which system needs to be updated with the latest signature available from that, or Microsoft patches or Apple patches or whatever it is. Okay, impact category changes, that will decide our impact and priority. And then high impact systems, if a system is very high impact like a payroll or a patent related system, the impact is so high, then we have to take the remediation much faster. Okay, that is where the categorization going to help in the vulnerability management side. When it comes to the threat assessment and threat management, okay, threat scenarios are mapped to CAA. Then first we will map, okay, that is information system is mapped with the confidentiality, integrity and availability. Then further to that we will map it with the impact levels high, moderate or low. Okay, then detection priorities. Okay, this system is high. Okay, there are certain VIP users, whatever happening to their system we need to monitor. Administrator users or the privilege identity users, the PIM users, right? We will have so much detection rules created for such particular higher privileges, privileged users, high privileged systems, right? All these things, or the geographies which is having some malicious nature, we will monitor those things in a very serious manner. Okay, detection priorities. And risk acceptance for differs by category. If there is a incident or there is a gap in the system, then if it is a low system, okay, a low level official can go and approve that. But if it's a high impact system and there is a risk, it has to be mandatorily approved by the top level or the senior management itself. Okay, that is the level of criticality and the priority we can assign when we categorize the system properly. Okay, so the system will help us, the categorization will help us in multiple areas of security, and few of them I have given is the business impact analysis, vulnerability management, threat assessment and management area. When it comes to, as I earlier I told you that security is very simple because there are a lot of standards and guidelines or guidelines are already available from NIST. There are a lot of good standards are available from multiple bodies, right? And still why we are not implementing the security posture right, and still organizations are getting impacted because most of the things are part of the paper, either for an audit purpose or a regulatory purpose or a compliance purpose. We just do categorize it and keep it in the paper, and it will always be in the paper. Or our governance and risk and compliance team insist that this is what you implement. Still it will be in the paper, not in the implementation mode, right? And copy pasting impact levels without understanding what is the information system, what is the confidentiality, integrity, availability levels, just thinking about some randomly assigning some high, moderate or low level of impact without properly classifying the system. That is where the 860 justification comes. What is the information? What is the information system which is used to process that information? What is the confidentiality, integrity, availability level of that system? Then we have to do the categorization. Okay, then using CVS, we already discussed about that. We see that impact is very high, then immediately assign, okay, this system also impact is very high. No, it may not be the right answer for that. We need to have the proper categorization to align the CVSS or CVA scores as well. With that, we are almost completing the session's discussion. The final one is the conclusion. All about that. Security categorization is not a compliance work. It is a foundation for risk-based security decisions. Every security decision should be part of a risk-based decision. Okay, that is where we need to understand the risk management framework. And with that, I forgot to write one more thing. Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, comments about this, okay, please type in the comment box below. I would like to read that and help you. If you have any questions, I would like to add more questions, respond it with the answer. And if you have any further comments or any additional details you wanted to add about this topic, please feel free to add that. And like and comment, also subscribe so that I will be motivated to give you more videos as well. Okay, with that, use these particular areas in your day-to-day security operations, and you will going to see a very impact in the security posture of your organization. With that, thank you so much and have a good day.